welcome y'all to a bonus episode of the Nail Girl podcast. In this episode, we are going to be talking about the movie on Netflix called You People that just came out last week. And we just want to give y'all our thoughts on it and how we feel about it. But before we get into all that, we're going to talk about the controversy around the movie. So, girl, have you heard about what people have been saying before the movie even came out, like about the casting and all that?
Yeah, I saw a little bit about it. They were commenting about how Lauren London's parents didn't look like her. They were talking about how Lauren London was so light skinned and how she had dark skinned parents, about the casting, how the casting it just didn't flow together, stuff like that.
Yes, girl. I saw that. And this was like maybe 2 weeks before the movie even came out. So
Girl,
we
I
just
saw
wanted
that back
to.
in. When did the trailer
When did
come
the
out?
trailer come out? I didn't see the trailer until.
Because as soon as they announced the movie was happening, then that's when you had people like Lauren London, and then like the cast started being revealed, and then people started going crazy.
I feel like I didn't see it till the beginning of the month.
So the trailer came out 3 weeks ago, but so that's what, December? No,
this was like the beginning of the year.
1, 2, 3. So what? It was like literally, I guess, right after New Year's. Pretty much.
Yeah. So
right
a lot of people don't like Kenya Barris for a lot of different reasons. Which, if you don't like him, you have your reasons. You are entitled to your opinion, your reasons. So I think that's one reason why it's been some controversy around it. And I did see about the casting, but girl, I didn't even know that Lauren London was biracial at all.
I did not either. Now, and it's the whole entire thing. I think people go with, oh, she doesn't look like it. But then you got to think about it. What does biracial really look like? You know what I'm saying?
I had no idea. Like, I just don't. I don't be just assuming, but I had no idea. So when people were talking about that, I was like, "She is like," and then they were talking about the age between.
Which I do think the age was a little bit weird. I will say that, because if you think about it, I guess she was trying to act. But then again, it's not. You don't really think of oh, I wonder how old the mom has to be. The mom has to be 50. You're not sitting there in the movie calculating how old the mom got to be and how old the kids got to be when they had to have the kids. Just watch the movie.
Yeah, but if you really think about it, Lauren London is like 30. I forgot exactly how old she is.
But I think she's probably
Eddie
36.
Eddie Murphy and Nia Long are in their 50s. So
she's 38.
That's not out of the norm. Like, people have to understand, people have kids at all different ages.
Girl, Eddie Murphy's 60. He's 61.
Yeah.
So I mean, that still make Nia Long will probably. I'll give her I'm a guess around 56. I'm gonna just take a while. She's 52. She's 52.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess I understand people are saying about the age, but at the same point in time, like I just said, are you sitting there counting when they Are you sitting there really thinking about counting wow, they must have been really young when they had her? It's a movie. It's not real.
And then that just didn't make sense to me. I think sometimes people I say it all the time, sometimes people are out of touch with reality. Just because you might think that somebody has to be a certain age when they have kids, that doesn't mean that that's how the world is. I know people, not personally, but I'm saying for example, my granddad, right? His mom, my granddad's old, obviously. His mom is older. She had him when she was 14 years old. Different time, different, So
yeah, I mean, that's literally the same. My grandma got married when she was 16. Mind you, my grandma right now is 92. Okay, she got married when she was 16. So, and I think my grandpa was 30 something at that age. Don't get me wrong, it's back in the day, okay. But I guess what people are trying to say is modern times you wouldn't see that big of an age gap. But I've already said,
you definitely will. I don't know where y'all been living at, where y'all been at, but there's definitely people with that type, and that's not even a big age gap. But
it's not like they introduced the movie with my mom is 50 and my dad is 60. It's not like they said, it's not like they even bought that up. Right. I don't know. It really wasn't that pressing a matter. And to me, Nia Long, the mom character, was not in the movie long enough to even like be thought of that much. Like
Yeah.
she was there. Like I mean, in all honesty, she was maybe in like a couple of scenes. Like she was in the family scenes, the friend scene, maybe like 3 big scenes, and that was pretty much it.
But you know, people are always gonna have something to say about everything that come out. We're not gonna really touch on like all the controversies around it, but we just wanted to, let y'all know that there was controversy around it. So if you didn't see it, it existed. But now, Lauren is going to give y'all a quick summary of the movie, and we're gonna dive into it. So go ahead, girl.
All right, so quick summary. It's an interracial couple. They're trying to be the glue between a Muslim family and a Jewish family. All right, so like we said before, Lauren London, her family is Jewish. Jonah Hill, his family, oh, Lord, girl, I messed
Wrong
that
way.
up. Wrong way. Let's flip back around. Lauren London's family is Muslim, okay?
Yes.
And Jonah Hill's family is Jewish, okay? They don't really divulge much into the background of that. They just kind of tell you that and then just kind of go from there. But the movie is going through them trying to build a relationship with their soon-to-be in-laws. So, ethnic diversity is there, trying to figure out what's going on, who's going to do what, X, Y, and Z. They're doing that type of stuff. And then it goes through the good and bads of the relationship and dating within an interracial couple for today's standard, which is pretty hard that a lot of people actually don't talk about, which I do think is a good thing that he did highlight because it's some stuff that you don't think about.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's your summary.
You don't think about. Yeah, so I'm gonna give y'all all the people that's in this movie because if anything, this movie was stacked with stars.
It was very much
and
stacked.
I seen this girl
the little
on TikTok.
The little guest was kind of funny. Like the pop-up people were like, "Is that it? Wait a minute!"
Yeah. Like I seen somebody on TikTok and she was talking about how like this movie kind of like not bridge the gap, but you saw a lot of like black famous people, black Hollywood stars, and then white Hollywood stars in one movie.
I would even think of like if you really want to be like truthful, it's like black stars that black people would know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like even like amongst the white people, you'd be like, oh, like the lady off of Seinfeld. I was like, that's that lady. Like I don't know her name, but I knew like her face. It was kind of like one of those like black people famous. Not to say these people aren't famous, but like among the black community, these are pillars.
Yeah, like, but then you had like, so y'all already know if y'all seen the trailer and stuff, you know that Eddie Murphy's in it, Jonah Hill's in it, Lauren London's in it, Nia Long is in it. So those are like the people. And I would say if we were using an example as black famous, I feel like Nia Long is black famous. But I feel like Eddie Murphy is more Hollywood.
Yeah, because he played on SNL, like he did SNL stuff. He's
done a lot.
He's done
been
a
around
lot
forever too. But outside of those people, I'm gonna give y'all some more names, and I'm not gonna give y'all every single person because we will be here all day. But I'm just gonna give y'all names of people that I think y'all would know. So, like I told y'all, Eddie Murphy, Jonah Hill, Lauren London, and Julia Louise DeFerris. Y'all, I looked up these names to make sure I said these last names right. Nia Long. Who else? Molly Gordon. David Dunchevy. I'm not saying his name, y'all.
I don't even know who that means.
You had like Lala in it. You had Sam J. Mike Epps was in it. Dion Cole from Blackish was in it. Anthony Anderson was in it. Y'all, Young Miami, aka Carisha, was in it.
Carisha, please. That was all I kept saying. Carisha, please.
Taco was in it. If y'all know Taco from Odd Future, Tyler created all that stuff. So he was in it.
He was.
Rhea Perlman was in it. Rhea Perlman. But yeah, those are just a couple of people that's in it. And also, Kenya Barris directed the movie. He wrote it and he produced it. And Jonah Hill wrote it with him and produced it as well. And like we said before, Kenya Barris is the one that is responsible for like Blackish, Grownish, Girls Trip, Mixed-ish, Shaft.
What's College-ish? Is that the one?
I already said Grownish.
I forget, girl.
I see that you don't watch it.
I don't. I definitely don't because you caught me. We go ahead and talk about that another day because after the first couple episodes, I got a little tired of it. But I will say, I did recognize that girl, the one that got pregnant on Grownish.
She was in this movie.
Yes, because she was the first one that he dated. They went on that date. I said, I know that girl. I looked her up. I said, oh, that makes sense. Because he bought. I will say that's a good thing about it. He bought a lot of people that were on Grownish before and kind of like pulled them back in and be like, oh, don't forget, I ain't forgot about them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
like
think
Grownish and Blackish.
I do appreciate like directors who do that, who like are able to like reach back in. Like Tyler Perry does it. He reaches back in his
Mm-hmm.
boat and kind of like gives back to people who've done some stuff for him. So I did appreciate seeing some faces that I saw.
Yeah, I
And
love a good movie that it has like a whole, but I love a star-studded cast, like a movie that has like so many people in it. But yeah, this is just a summary of the people that's in it. It's a few more like appearances of people. What's that girl name? I forgot, but they're twins, and if you seen ATL, they were the twins on ATL, but it wasn't Malika, it was the other twin. I don't know what
the
her
other
name is.
one,
What's her name?
oh,
Michaela?
girl, you guys gonna wrong.
Malika, and it wasn't Malika. I don't think it was Malika. I don't think it wasn't Malika. It was the other one. I forgot what her name is, but she was in it
Girl.
also.
Oh, you talking about the girl that's friends with Chloe and Kadasia?
Yeah. Kadasia.
So it's Kadasia, Malika, and then Chloe. That's her, Chloe
Yeah. So
Kardashian. Malika's friend.
it's Kadasia. Not it wasn't Malika, but yeah. So like I like that part of the movie. So I'm gonna throw it back to Lauren, and I want you to kind of
I'm
like
rate
how
the movie.
do you like it? How did you like it first of all? Like
I'm gonna rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being that I'll never watch it again, and 10 being that I love it and I'll watch it again. I would give it a solid 4.
Wow,
Solid 4.
4?
Just
oh my gosh. Why would you give it a 4?
Just because I don't ever see myself watching it again. It was one of those movies to me where I'm just like, oh, okay, it was a nice little I can clean and put it on in the background type movie. Like I would even when I was watching y'all, I stopped and took so many breaks, like while watching the movie. And like you're not supposed to do that. Watch me, you supposed to sit down and have like your undivided attention when I went. I was doing everything else but watching the movie. I think I was sitting down watching the movie, decided I need to get food, stopped it 30 minutes in, went and got food, came back, watched another 20 minutes, stopped watching it, went to bed, woke back up today, and finished it at 2:00. It was not one of, and I was like, okay, like I mean, don't get me wrong, it was funny, it was good, it had some points in it where you're like, oh, well, I didn't think about that, but then at the same point in time, I don't know, it wasn't my favorite. It was not my favorite. What do you think? What's your scale, 1 to 10?
Okay, if I had to rate it 1 to 10 for me, it would be like a 9. And
a 9?
Here's why.
We so different.
We are. That's why I feel, y'all. Me and Laura are so different when it comes to TV and movies and stuff. So that's why I feel like we should make this a thing where we talk about like we watch the same movie and like rate it. Well, let me just say this. First of all, if we wasn't watching it for the podcast, Lauren wouldn't have watched it. That's not her cup of tea. Now, I was gonna watch it regardless.
My sister and Denny are the exact same, like on the movie thing, because I texted her. I was like, "Hey, girl, we're about to, we watching the movie for the podcast." So she started watching. She goes, "Oh my gosh, I love this movie." I'm like, "Of course you like it. I cannot stand this movie. It is not good."
It was so good, and I'm gonna tell you why. First,
go ahead.
I'm a movie girl. Like, I'm a movie girl through and through, and I've seen a lot of movies. I watch a lot of TV. Like, that's one of my passions. That's why I'm so happy that we're doing this, because I love telling people my reviews. And when I watch movies, I view movies in a whole different way than a lot of people view movies. Like, I don't necessarily try to dissect everything that went wrong with the movie or stuff they could do better. I kind of watch it and like put myself in the mind frame of what they were trying to accomplish. And I think what they were trying to accomplish, they did. The movie was funny. I was laughing the whole time. Like, it was funny. Like, I know some people don't like corny things, like corny things. Yeah. It could be corny at some, but I like that type of stuff. So like, what's the movie Don't Be a Menace in South Central? Why the one with the y'all? It's basically the parody of Don't Be a Menace, but it's the Wayans brothers one. And Jalen hates that movie, and so does Lauren. And I think I tried to get them to watch it in college. And
you did. We watched it. We sat there and we watched it, and me and Jalen were like, "What is this?" Larry, and she laughing and everything, and we are like, "Well, she's like, y'all think this is funny?" And we're like, "It's funny."
The girls
Girl,
that get it, and the girls that don't. Because in order for you to find that particular movie funny, you would have to have watched Don't Be a Menace. You would also have to watch all the references of the different movies that they put in there, like Boys in the Hood. You have to watch all that stuff. But back to this current
which I will
movie.
say I have watched before, but that
Oh my
movie,
god,
I
yeah,
don't know.
that's a whole nother different situation. Me and Lauren talking
It
about
won't
what
for
movie
me.
she's seen, had seen. But for me, I actually enjoyed the movie for what it was. Like I see what they were trying to do. I see what they were trying to accomplish. Like I said, I love a star-studded cast. Like everybody was funny. Everybody did what they were supposed to do, and I like to see people winning that I like. Like I love Neil Long. Like I love Lauren London. You know, Eddie Murphy. Like I like Jonah Hill too. Like I've watched a lot
Girl,
of the
I
stuff
will
he's
say,
been in too.
I did not like his hairstyle though. I don't know why. That hairstyle got on my last
That's how
nerve.
his hair is now. That's his hair been like
I
that for a long
I
time.
do not
Now,
like it. I do not like that. He could have did it all brown. It would have been fine. But like, I don't. But I guess it kind of played into like that.
but
That
his hair like that anyway.
I don't like it.
See y'all,
I wish it
see
was
you
different.
see what I mean when the things that I pick out and the things that she pick out, two different type of things that
Girl,
we
it bugged
like
me
we
that one
look for
time.
when we watch a movie.
It
But
bugged me that one time.
I loved it. Like I love the references to Nipsey Hussle throughout the movie, which I thought was a
That
good
is one thing
touch
I
because
like. I
you
did
know
like their relationship too. I will say that
their
their
relationship
relationship was
was
like it
so
felt
cute.
genuine. It was so.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is like really funny. Like it's cute. I wish the movie was just their whole relationship without the parent drama. Like without the parent drama, it was cute. And then, girl, which I thought was funny, I saw kind of goes back to the controversy part where they were like, they compared Lauren London's acting to Michael B. Jordan. I said, yo, that's not
And
even.
I feel like because some people say because people have that same thing about Denzel. They said Denzel acts like Denzel in everything he plays. They said that Michael B. Jordan acts like Michael B. Jordan in everything he plays. They say I guess people say Lauren London acts like Lauren London in everything she plays. And they say that with Lala. Lala was in this movie. I seen it.
Mhm.
I seen a TikTok the other day. They're like Lala is in everything,
And the
but
thing
I
is, I
love
love
that
it.
for her.
Exactly. And I
Like.
just don't understand, like, how do you expect somebody, like, if they feel like they're playing that character, like, what's,
Mm-hmm. I feel
like,
like
I
people
don't
just
know.
people pick. I mean, you can have your own opinion of the movie. Like some people are gonna like this
Like,
movie or not, but
I
people pick
think,
apart so much stuff for no reason.
I think Lauren London to me felt genuine in this movie. Like, you felt like, it felt like you could sit down, like, she was like your friend, like, you were kind of watching her life from the sidelines. That's how I felt,
Mm-hmm.
like, watching it. I was like, oh, okay, this is cute. Her outfits look good. Her hairstyles look cute. I was like, okay, I'm like, I could get into if it was literally just a movie on their relationship and like how they got together. Kind of like I would say it all did flow. I really would have loved to see like more of like them building relationship time because like you got to see like a little couple spare minutes of it, but you mostly kind of focus on like the differences between the families and them trying to get things together. So that's why I don't know. The relationship was really cute though.
See, you have to like if you watch um this movie called Guess Who. I think that movie has been done like a couple of times, but the one I'm talking about is the one with Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher and I think Zoe Saldana was in it. I think that's the girl. Like that, it was kind of the same, but they did it a different way. That was a comedy as well. Like if y'all haven't seen that movie, go see it. I've seen that movie about 1,001 times. So that's kind of the feel. I liked that it showed like the family's trying to, and not only did it show the interracial like with the race, but it showed the religion. And I haven't seen a lot of movies that
Which is
show not only like we a different race, but we're also two totally different religions. So I thought that was interesting, like that dynamic. And obviously it's not a serious movie, so it's not a serious take on it. And it
yeah, because I
had
mean,
like
like you have to
comedy.
like you had to watch it because it was funny because the way that they explained about how he became Muslim was kind of funny, like how
Mm-hmm.
how this his name was Woody and then one day he just changed it to like to something different,
Right.
which I thought I was like, okay, that's funny, and it kind of showed like how now like black people are trying to be like more aware, and then you see like Jonah Hill's mom like trying to be like culturally accepting, but every time she did it, it just failed so epically for her because she was just
Mm-hmm.
trying way too hard for it. So I mean, like
Yeah,
you
and
had
I feel
good
like
points.
that's true. Like that is true. Like we
Yeah,
talked
with
about in our PWI episode how like we experienced certain microaggressions when we were in school.
Yep.
Like it, and you gotta, in order for you to understand fully, like you have to be in a position. Like just think about somebody, your mother, your potential mother-in-law, your soon-to-be mother-in-law is, she's trying. You can tell she's trying, kinda,
Yeah.
but
But
it's
she was
coming
just
off like it's aggression after aggression after aggression, and it doesn't really give you a
yeah.
timeline like Lauren said about like when they
No.
were together, when they got engaged, from the time they got engaged until they had like their rehearsal dinner or not
Yeah.
engagement party and stuff. Like we
Yeah.
don't know that timeline, but still that's a long time to be, and she never said anything, which that's a part
Yeah.
of the movie too.
It's kind of
So
like it kind of was just like them shoving. It was basically like the way it kind of got to the point, like towards the end, of Eddie Murphy trying to like he was just basically talking to Jonah Hill like on a 1-to-1, was just like, you know what, I don't like you for my daughter. Point like period. And like, like saying those things like on the engagement party day, she's in a white dress, he's in a tuxedo, everybody's looking cute, and he says that, he goes, you know what? And then Jonah Hill finally just unpacks everything on him. He's like, you know what? I felt like
mhm,
you did this from the beginning, blah, blah. They kind of let themselves go, that bar with the parent and like kind of go off. Like both Lauren London did it too with the with Jonah Hill's
mhm.
mom.
And I
They
seen a
both did it
girl
to
on
them.
TikTok. She was like that. She didn't think that like she didn't think that the mother deserved what Lauren London said to her.
I
Or wait,
don't.
let's call the character names Amira. I think that was Lauren
Yes,
London's character name,
Amira.
Amira.
Yes, Amira. But I
She,
just don't know the mom's name. Cause did they ever say that?
I
That's
don't
what I'm saying.
know.
I'm gonna look it up. I don't think they ever said it was Sheila or Shelly. I don't
Shelly.
know.
I think
Hold
it
on.
was Shelly. I think it was
Right?
Shelly. It was Shelly,
It's
I think.
something. Something. But I mean, like, I will say, like, the whole entire wig incident, that was not her fault. Her rings got caught up. And first of all, Carisha, why didn't you glue that thing down in the first place? I saw that. I said, why is that wig not glued
Yeah.
down?
Like I
Okay.
had so many scenes that I thought was funny, and like my sense of humor though, like matches up with the types of content that I like ingest and the type of movies that I watch. Like I'm
It
very
was
a very
Shelly.
silly person, and I'm a
Mm-hmm.
very silly person, and like I know, like I said, I've seen so many movies, so much stuff, and I'm very aware of like what's going on in the world today. So I get a
Yeah.
lot of references that will probably go over people's heads all the time. That's another thing. I think when people don't understand the joke or understand where they're
Yeah.
coming from,
But
they don't get it.
didn't they talk about, like, in the movie, like they were talking about the song Inwards in Paris, where he's like, it's provocative. Isn't that Jonah Hill saying it anyways in the song? Because it came from that movie. It's him saying it's
Wait a
provocative.
minute, I
It's
didn't even
him.
catch
Yeah,
that.
that's how I was like, that's funny. Because it is him. It's provocative.
No, I think
That's what
that's no. It's I thought that was Will
isn't it from the
Ferrell.
movie? But isn't it from that movie?
Look
I
it
gotta
up.
look it up. Because I know it's from a movie, but I think Jonah Hill's in it. But girl, yes, but keep going, keep going. I'm finding.
No, it's Will Ferrell. It's
But what movie is it from though?
it is from that movie when they were. Oh my gosh, what movie? I see the
Hold
like the
on.
thing, but it's not
Oh,
telling
it's
me.
the
Isn't the when they were ice skating?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
the
But it
ice
was just
skating
it's
movie.
just the way that he said it though. It's like it's provocative. And of course like he was trying to get him to say the N word. Like well, who's in Paris? He goes midnight. They, the people. He's trying to get him to say it, which I thought was funny. Because people always try to do that test, like, oh, is he gonna say it? Because in the movie, Jonah Hill is trying to be like the hip white guy. He's trying to be like, oh, look at my nice J's. I play basketball. I do this X, Y, and Z.
But I
But
don't think he tried too hard though. That's one thing I
he
can
didn't. He didn't.
appreciate.
Yeah, he
Like
definitely didn't try that hard.
it felt like it was really him. Like y'all know, y'all have seen those people that try too hard, and you can
Try
clearly
hard.
tell that
Yeah,
they're trying too hard. But for me,
yeah.
in my opinion, it felt like Jonah Hill's character was
He
like
just he just
good
liked
what
to
he
do
was
that stuff.
right. And then
Yeah.
my favorite scene is with him and Sam J. I don't know if I said she was in it, but Sam J. She's a comedian. I think she is her pronouns. I don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm trying to be politically correct, but Sam J.
Oh, when she
She's a comedian. Let me see. Is those her
that
pronouns?
was,
Because I want to get it right. I want to get it right.
but
She
mine.
when she was when they were doing the Drake lyrics back and forth.
Oh,
I mean the Drake albums. That was my favorite part. One of my favorite parts.
My favorite part was when they stood up and they were like, I don't know why I'm sitting down here with the white side of the table. I feel like aesthetically I should be with the black side. Like I don't know why you put me over there. And then the also funny part was when they were on the plane all together and Eddie Murphy, which his name is Akbar, on the movie, he sits down, he goes, tell your what's your man's name? But like what's your friend's guys what's your guy's name over there? And he says she sits down, she goes, first of all, I'm a female.
Yeah, when it was on the plane.
She said very much female. But I'm good, sir. Thank you. I was like, embarrassing.
Like it has so many funny good parts for me. Like it was funny. Like I feel like it did what it needed to do. There was clearly a beginning, middle, and end, and they did have a serious part. The serious part in it for me was, I mean, it's obvious when they were like telling the other parents off
how they feel. Yeah.
So that
it was
that good. You know.
And I will say, I found it interesting, like when they were talking about the whole entire race, like when they got into it, how they brought up that I think pretty much you were saying that Jewish people have generational wealth, kind of like talking about how like he was like, oh, I'm a podiatrist. Well, he was like, okay, well, what was your father? A podiatrist. What was the man? What was your great grandfather? A podiatrist, which is generational wealth of being passed down through family. And he's basically Eddie Murphy's character was saying, well, black people don't have that type of thing. And they kind of like they reiterate that throughout the movie, kind of going through where Amira, she is trying to become like a fashion designer, trying to do stuff, and Jonah Hill's character goes, oh, well, I can set you up with somebody, and she goes, everything I got came from me. Like it's my success. I don't want to be the girl who, I don't want to be dating somebody who put me on to something when I could have had this job 5 years ago off of me, not because it came from you. Which I thought was very good points. Like they had serious points. They had points where you should be like rolling on the floor laughing. Like definitely, there was some stuff.
It was a good mix, and like I have never been in an interracial relationship, like for real, honestly. So I don't know like what it really feels like to be in an interracial relationship, but I would assume that being in an interracial relationship with somebody, these types of things do come up, and these are conversations that you do have to have with people. So I like the way that they did it, but they did it in like a comedic way. And I also for me, the movie flowed. Like some movies, I will say like a lot of movies tend to drag sometimes and just drag stuff out. Like I like a movie that it shows me enough and doesn't leave out too much.
That's why when I watch it, I was like, okay, I would say it's very predictable. You kind of get to like the last 30, you're like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. Like you're gonna figure it out. It's not hard to figure out. So I mean, it's one of those type things. It's where you like it, you don't, that type of thing.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. You like it, you don't. But I feel like it was well put together. I love the cast overall. The cast was great.
It was.
I love the cameos of people. I have a lot of favorite episodes. I love like the Nipsey Hussle song that was in it.
I love that, and because they always said. Yeah, and they always said like they kind of pretty much showed like a lot of stuff of him, and they said that Lauren London is like a real one for like sticking behind her man, like she will stay behind the man, and people are saying like now you notice that after Nipsey Hussle died, Lauren London has not popped out with a new band yet. Not to say she doesn't have one, but
I just don't. I don't know if she ever will, honestly, because that man was her soulmate. Like that man. Like the way I just seen an interview with her on the Drew Barrymore show, and Drew was asking her like how does she do it, like and people were talking about her and Vanessa Bryant, like
how are they staying strong
losing someone like that, and she just was talking about how like
was that in the same? That was not in the same year. Was the same?
It was
like
a year after. I think it was a year.
Because it was so. That's what I'm saying. I just remember it was just so. It felt like it was okay. One big celebrity death, then another big celebrity death.
I think it was a year. Yeah, so like, I just love. Then I also think because I love a lot of the characters in the movie, and I've been following them for so long that I just automatically like the movie more because of them. Like I love to see Lauren London acting because dealing with that, going through that traumatic experience, him dying the way he died. She got kids. For her to keep continuing to act. Like, I just love it. Like, everything she's in, I'm gonna watch it. You know, I love Eddie Murphy, and you know I love Nia Long. I love everybody. So I think it was a good movie. I supported it. I liked it for me personally. And also another thing that I forgot to talk about. People was saying that they did not like Eddie Murphy's character. They didn't think that they thought, I
I
guess they
think
think Eddie Murphy should
you
have
see,
been
funny.
more
It should be funny.
funnier.
I mean, the
But
thing is, you gotta realize that some people like they take different roles to be serious. Like, why can't the man be serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there was nothing. I would say that I will say I was expecting him to be like knocked down, dead, funny. But like with that serious type of a movie, you're not gonna have a funny Eddie Murphy. Okay, like what did you expect him to just be cracking jokes on like on Jonah Hill the whole entire movie? Like,
and he was still funny. He was still funny.
yeah, and
Just
that's
not
kind
in
of
the way
you.
that people thought he was gonna
Yeah,
be.
and the thing is,
And
when they brought in like Dion Coles and Mike Epps, that was your funny piece.
Mike Epps gonna do it
I-
every time.
exactly.
Mike
But
Epps gonna do it every time.
did you see on Instagram when Mike Epps was like, this is his dream when he was little was to be on a movie with Eddie Murphy? I was like, oh, he really did. He goes, I grew up watching Eddie Murphy, and I would pray every night that I knew I would make it big when I was in a movie with Eddie Murphy. And sure enough, y'all, this little Netflix movie,
Yep,
he
he
is
was
up there,
playing his brother.
which is so
So
funny
I
to think.
also feel like people don't understand, like, you ain't really an Eddie Murphy fan, because Eddie Murphy has definitely done a lot of serious movies and serious roles
Mm-hmm.
before. Like, it's one
Mm-hmm.
movie, it's called Mr. Church. That was I watched that movie. It was like on Netflix or something. That was a very serious role of his. And he's had other serious roles. Like, Eddie Murphy can really do it all. Like, I feel like people don't give him enough credit, enough flowers, for real, for real. I know he just got
Mm-hmm.
an award at the Golden Globes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they don't give that man enough credit. Like, he does. I would say I did expect him to be more funnier, but
I
I
did
liked the
just
character and appreciated it. But some people were
yeah,
like, they just
I
didn't
do.
like it.
I think my favorite thing with Mike Epps was him talking about Rick James. Knowing that him and Rick James, Eddie Murphy and Rick James got a song together to talk about how it was so much cocaine and knowing back
Oh,
in that
that's my
time.
favorite. You know, that's one of my favorite songs, y'all. One of my favorite songs is Eddie Murphy "Party All the Time" with Rick James. I love that song so
Oh my
much. I
gosh,
told y'all
that
I was
was
an old head, and that's one of my favorite
so
songs.
funny. When Mike Epps said that, I was like, knowing goodness well, Eddie Murphy got a song with Rick James talking about some. Talking about the 19, he said in the 1950s, Lord, in the 1980s, talking about a coke filled room. I said, oh my gosh. It was
And
funny.
crazy, you've said so many good things about this movie, and the fact that you still gave it a 4, I am just appalled.
I still
I'm
just, I
just
don't
so
know. But
appalled.
what did Rotten Tomatoes give it, like overall?
I honestly, I don't think a lot of people liked it.
See what I'm saying?
A lot. Well, that's subjective, also, because
And because it just came out, so I think
it
we'll
just
have
came
to
out.
wait.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait. Right now, I'm trying to scroll down. I'm sorry, it's not working. It's like, oh, my page stopped responding. Right now, they're giving it on the tomato meter. They're giving it 45%. And they're giving audience rating is giving it 42.
Yeah. So I think that
Critics
everybody
are
is.
giving it. Everybody's giving about a 5. Critic
Yeah.
wise, giving a 5.1. Audience wise, gave it a 2.6 out of 5.
It just came out Friday, and we're recording this literally like the Monday after, so it's only been a
So
few days.
give it and it's right now top 10 on Netflix. So just give it
Yeah.
a little bit, sit on it.
Overall, I liked the movie. I thought it was well done. I liked the storyline. It gave you a beginning, middle, and end. I like that. I hate cliffhangers on movies sometimes, unless I know it's gonna be another one. But I like the beginning, middle, and end. I like how everything was clear cut. It was easy for you to follow. You understand what they're trying to do. Yes, it was predictable, but I'm okay with movies being predictable. I like to, even though I know the outcome, I like to see how they lead up to it. Like I said, I'm a movie girl for real. Like, I really do this movie thing. Like, I watch a movie every week, and if I had more time, I would probably watch one every single day.
That's
So yeah,
heavy on that.
overall, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. I liked it. I enjoyed it. My
Okay,
family
I'll
enjoyed
bump
it.
it up. Deuce don't even count.
He was asleep, but he was there.
I'll give it I'll bump it up to a 5. I'll keep it with the critics gave it, which was a 5.1, which it gave you that nostalgia piece. But at the same point in time, it just was not for me. But if you like one of those like think kind of comedy type movies, it's for you. You'll like it. If you're looking for something that's going to have you on the floor rolling for about 20 minutes, this is not your movie. I will say that this is not your movie.
So what your sense of humor is, and I mean, some people just don't like when some people don't like people. Like if you don't like Kenya Barris for whatever reason, your own reasons, how you feel, you're just not gonna like it anyway because you don't like him and you know that he has a part in it. Which I didn't even know that he even wrote on Girlfriends at all until like today.
Because I'm pretty sure. So, which I will say is so funny because Jackie was talking about. I think what show was she talking about? That he was like he was doing something on it. I forget. Is it 702? Was she on that show? It was some old TV show.
It's not called 702, girl. It's called 227.
What's it called? Thank you. I could not remember. Girl, I ain't watch it, so I ain't know. It won't for me. But he was doing, I don't know what he was on that set. He might have been like an intern at the time or whatever. But she was talking about some she realized that she burned one of her biggest bridges with him because she treated him so bad.
Oh yeah,
and I was like,
her talking about that.
I said, "Dang!" She talking about with Cheryl.
Yeah.
Cheryl Ralph Lee. Is it Lee Ralph?
No, Cheryl. Girl. Wait.
Right? As you can tell, we don't know these people by name.
I do. I know about you.
Lee Ralph. You ain't know her name? It's Lee Ralph.
You talking about some 210. I'm like, girl, get 227
right. I ain't never watched a show a day in my life.
I've almost watched the whole entire series. I think I'm on like season. I think I'm on like season 4 or something. You know, I told you I'm an old head through and through. TV shows, music, movies, all of it. But yeah, this is our take on the movie Our People. If you want to check it out, it is on Netflix. And yeah, let us know if y'all like our movie reviews. We are so different on movies, so it's always gonna be like she gonna love it and I'm gonna like hate it, or vice versa. But yeah, we plan on doing more of these because we got some movies that we want each other to watch and we want to give our review on. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this bonus episode, and y'all probably get some more bonus episodes here and there. But yeah, anything else before we go, Lauren?
No, have a great week. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Well, not see y'all. Hope to, you know what I mean.
Y'all know. All right, y'all.